All right, so let's do a C add 9. Now, you're looking at this and you're like, dude, we already did that chord. Basically, you did, but it was called a G. Now, all you got to do is just scoot these two digits down to here, and you have a C add 9. Right, so you basically have the top part of a C and the bottom part of a G. And it's just from the A string down, this being your top note here, this third fret. So, with that in mind, the coolest thing you can do ever, and this transition should come with a box of tissues and maybe some chocolates for you ladies out there, because it's guaranteed to have tears flow, right? Here to here is ballad country. I mean, you can write forever just like this. Here come tears, right here. Oh, they're flowing. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take a really simple strum pattern. We're going to play maybe 2 rounds of the strum pattern, and then we're going to switch to the G chord. So we got... Right? It's... So we got... Be 1, okay? So we got. Now, one little tip you can kind of take it or leave it, whether, you know, this applies to you or not, depending on how you actually grip the guitar neck. When you do a C add 9, you know, some of you have really great posture with your thumb in the back of the neck, in the middle. But oftentimes, just hand position alone, or the size of your hands or whatever, you see this thumb up here like this. One of the things that you can do is not fret the note up here. So you don't want to actually put your thumb down, but you can just have your thumb touch that top string, right? And it helps to mute out that top string, because oftentimes in the beginning when we're first learning guitar, if we're not looking exactly at what our picking hand is doing, it's easy to hit the adjacent string, whether it's above, or sometimes you don't want to let strings ring out below or whatever. And that's just one of the things that we can start to do to help us out. It's called muting. Okay, so as you see, it's really simple to go back and forth between those two chords. Now, if you listen to country music at all, a lot of times in contemporary country music, they keep these fingers down through all the different chords that they do. So you can do this as well. You've got C, G. They also will do an E minor, which is very similar, right? If you just were at this G and you just tuck it under the same fret, right? You tuck it right under that first finger.
Tuck under?
The old tuck and roll, right? Tuck and strum, we'll call it. You get another great sounding chord, and you really don't have to move your fingers very much. So we got. And switch. Now let's take that same progression, but the next time we go to the G, let's just do one strum pattern of that and then one strum pattern of the E minor, right? And that once we're here, we just got to switch these two guys, a really short little switch, right? You're just taking this finger out, and it basically, once you let go of that finger, it almost kind of goes to that fret it needs to go, and then you just take your first finger down to the D string again, and you're back at C add 9. So here we go. just threw it in there because we could. But that's just an example of a typical song, whether it's pop, country, classic rock, going back and forth between two chords, and then just in one of those little measures throwing in a different chord, and it can be very similar in shape, right? And then end on, another chord in the key, like maybe a D, and you basically have a whole song. So work on this switch, maybe throw in, and then back. And you are rolling.